the champion, but when it comes to popularity, it's hard to argue with the way the fans feel here in the Impact Zone about this man. He's an icon, he's a legend, and he still smells it, he still feels it, and you heard him today. He still wants that gold. I think he's going to be a major factor here in the King of the Mountain.
I've been so intrigued by the dynamic between Sting and Christian Cage. Sting has told the world he wants to be in the King of the Mountain for bottom line one reason. That man, Jeff Jarrett, eliminate the cancer from TNA. Do not allow Jeff Jarrett to be NWA champ.
Ladies and gentlemen, the following contest is your Slammiversary main event and is a King of the Mountain match for the Heavyweight Championship of the World. When the bell rings, the holder of the belt and keeper of the cage, Championship Committee member Larry Zbyszko, and your official is Earl Hebner. And now, ladies and gentlemen, introducing your 5 combatants. First of all, coming to us from Charlotte, North Carolina. He weighed in this morning at 230 pounds and is a 2-time heavyweight champion of the world. This is Ron the Truth Killings. Introducing, ladies and gentlemen, entrant number 2. He's accompanied to the ring by James Mitchell. Standing 6'8" and weighing in excess of 350 pounds, this is the Monster Abyss. Introducing, ladies and gentlemen, entrant number 3. He comes to us from Venice Beach, California. And weighing in this morning at 252 pounds, this is Sting. Entrant number 4, standing to my right. He weighed in this morning at 238 pounds and comes to us from the Music City, Nashville, Tennessee. He is the self-proclaimed King of the Mountain, Jeff Jarrett. And now, ladies and gentlemen, introducing from Tampa, Florida, by way of Toronto. He weighed in this morning at 230 pounds and is the current reigning and defending heavyweight champion of the world, Christian Cage.
Main event time at Slammiversary. Christian Cage holds the gold high above his head. That's what's at stake in this match. The NWA World's Heavyweight Championship. And again, keep in mind, you hang the championship belt to win the title. And here we go, right even before the opening bell. But only after qualifying by winning a fall in the match, you send the loser of the fall to the penalty box for 2 minutes and turn them loose, because falls count anywhere.
And that's what you're going to have in a match like this. Falls have got to count anywhere, because this ring isn't big enough for these 5 superstars. And you see right now Jarrett and Ron the Truth Killings in the middle of the ring. The goal, like you said, is to be the first one to pin somebody or make them submit, because you are then eligible to take the belt and climb the ladder and hang it up. Man, this is an unbelievable match where if you can find a partner, you use them if you can, but it's for the gold.
Well,
so it's every man for himself.
Say Christian Cage found a partner in Ron the Truth Killings. Not for long, however. The Truth just decked the champ with the kick. Meanwhile, outside the ring, quick pin attempt here by Ron the Truth Killings on Christian Cage, but not even close to a 3 count. Outside the 6-sided ring, it's Sting and the Monster Abyss battling, and there goes Abyss into the steel, and there goes the Truth over the top and down to the floor.
And then Jeff Jarrett right on the champion right there, comes right after Christian Cage, but I like what Sting did. Sting went right after the monster. He went right after the man who's 6'8", 350 to send a message to everybody. Yes, I am serious, but what a clothesline to take Jarrett out of the ring.
Oh, you're not kidding. Christian
Here he goes.
Cage. Now, after the clothesline, follow move.
Wow,
Oh,
what
man.
a shot right on top of the head of Jarrett. I don't know, it looks like Christian Cage may have had a bad landing.
Boy, he went airborne, flying off the top and took Jarrett down to the floor. Action back in the ring. Well, this time it's Sting in the Truth with a double team effort on the Monster Abyss. Look at him just break right through that double clothesline attempt. Got both men goozled, but instead, Sting and Killings with the shortcut, they rake the eyes.
Well, you got to do what you got to do in a match like this. I mean, you know, we might call it foul play in other matches, but not in this one. This is the King of the Mountain match, and you do whatever it takes to get a pin or to make somebody submit because so much is at stake.
Truth hit that spinning axe kick to the back of the head of Abyss. Then they look at each other. They're going to work together. Oh.
Wow! That's the athleticism I was talking about. And then the Truth. Look at this. No way, the Cage.
My God!
Sting on top of the cage.
Sting up on top.
No way!
Look how high he is above the arena floor. Sting looking down. Truth, Christian, Jarrett, Abyss. Oh, God, ladders flying.
There he goes! And he lands on all of them. It's almost like they were daring him to do it. They were daring him. And not only does he do it, but he lands on his feet.
Got to take another look at this. My God, Sting from the top of the penalty cage took 4 men out with that crossbody block. And look back, live at Slammiversary, Sting taking it right to Jeff Jarrett.
This is a man that he's had a mission with from the beginning of his entrance into TNA, and that's to make sure that this guy doesn't have the belt. That's to make sure that he gets rid of the cancer that's Jeff Jarrett, and look at him, he's going right at him from the start.
We've got tables, we've got ladders positioned around ringside, and keep in mind that penalty cage as well. Stinger splash in the corner on Jarrett. Truth gonna push Jarrett back into the ring. Jarrett's wobbly, he's dazed and confused, and here's a missile drop kick by Killings. Here's the pin.
1, 2, got it!
Got it!
He got it! Jarrett's got to go to the penalty box.
The True Killings is eligible to hang the belt and win the title. Jeff Jarrett must spend 2 minutes in the penalty box.
And did you notice how Sting just sat back and watched everything unfold? He just loved it. Killings gets the pin. Jeff Jarrett, 2 minutes in the box.
Well, this is a chance for On the Truth Killings, right? Look at this. Sting's the one who throws him in there. I love what Sting's doing, huh? I know he's still got designs on the goal. Everybody knows that. But you can tell that he still will do anything. If it means working with somebody, he will do it to help out. But right now, Jeff Jarrett locked in, and he's cracked. He caught his arm bad, I saw that. And this is a situation right now where the Truth, and you can see in the ring right now, Ron the Truth Killings, trying to pull the ladder in it. Christian Cage sent the ladder flying right on his chin.
Boy, you're right.
Oh my gosh, that was wicked.
Was catapulted him that time and caught him with that ladder, and Monster Abyss in with a boot to the back of Christian Cage. Not sure why he's making the save at this point, but you know, the Monster Abyss, who knows why he does what he does.
Well, maybe in his mind he decides that it's better to only have 1 man eligible than 2. Maybe that's what he's thinking.
Probably.
But then again, like you said with him, who knows?
I mean, you're right. At that point, it eliminates 1 person from being able to climb, but at the same time, you take out that penalty cage factor in the match.
Good point. I mean, the less people that you have to deal with, the better chance you're going to have in the long run.
Countdown clock on your screen shows that we're under 1 minute in the 2-minute penalty session for Jarrett in the box as Abyss takes the champ Christian Cage high overhead.
Look at that strength. The Cage fights out of it, rolls him up. 2, he's got it, he's available. He's now eligible.
Christian Cage eligible to hang the belt. Abyss must spend 2 minutes in the penalty box.
How about this? Oh, wow, and Abyss gets right back up to his feet and dropped the champ with a clothesline. Referee Earl Hebner going to try and position him over towards that penalty cage. Well, good luck with that one, Earl.
Monster Abyss, obviously James Mitchell's got to come in there and make sure that Abyss follows the rules of this match, and one of them is getting in there. You can see Jeff Jarrett doesn't even want this guy in, but Jarrett's time almost up.
And Jarrett begging off here. He realizes he's only got 2 seconds left. Now his time has expired, and he's out of the box. Unfortunately for Jarrett.
Oh, nice drop kick right there by Sting.
And then Jarrett gets right back into the fray, gonna pull Christian Cage by the leg and drives him right into the safety rail, and again he put him right into that guardrail. Wow.
One thing Jeff Jarrett knows too is if you're in the penalty box and you survive and nobody hangs the belt, you get a little bit of a rest. And he's obviously fresh, and he went right after the champion.
To this point, oh man, there goes Christian. There goes the champ right into the ladder. To this point in the match, Christian Cage and Ron the Truth Killings in the ring with Sting now. The two men who have qualified, at least to the point where they could hang the championship and win the NWA title.
Oh man, what a shot right there. Oh, but look at what Sting just did to the Truth. Oh, nice elbow right there. Sting showing now that it's all about the belt right now. It's just one of those things I think you realize when you're out there and you feel the crowd and you feel everything going on. And look at Jarrett.
Keep your eyes on Jarrett here with Christian positioned in between the ladder. He slams it down on his back and then puts all of his weight, 238 pounds.
Oh, look at Christian just fighting to get out of there, but he's stuck. Stuck right in the middle of that ladder. Sting applying the pressure right there on the Truth.
You're right, Sting, Ron the Truth Killings battling inside. We're nearing the half-minute mark, 30 seconds for the Monster Abyss in the penalty cages. Jarrett continues to use that ladder as a weapon.
Oh, look at this, just applying the pressure to the neck. Oh man, Christian Cage is in a bad way. Jeff Jarrett knows what he's doing, and he can tell by the way Sting's manhandling the Truth right now that Ron the Truth Killings isn't going to be raising the belt at this moment.
Sting and Killings still in the ring. Jarrett circles the ring. Abyss under 10 seconds left. That was a pin attempt by Sting, but a 2 count only as referee Hebner counted the shoulders of Killings. And here comes the monster out. And you know, during that 2-minute session, James Mitchell was positioned right next to that penalty box, right next to the penalty cage, and you know he was plotting strategy for his monster.
I swear, I thought I saw communication from Jarrett to James Mitchell. Maybe it was just my imagination. But right now, right in front of us, the Monster Abyss is obviously plotting. So look at this. Again, you see Jarrett talking to Abyss and pointing him in a direction.
Boy, Don, that was a great call. You
Man,
really
I was
on
right.
That.
He was talking to him, Mike.
And now Jarrett positions the table along with Abyss and then pointed to the ring.
Oh, look at Jarrett. He goes right after Sting. You know he'll take any shot he can, and then the Monster Abyss goes after him.
Jarrett just sent the Truth. Killings goes face first right into the corner. Rocked him with the right hand. Far side of the screen. It's the Monster Abyss and Sting with, Abyss trying to right hand, but Sting fights back.
Keep in mind, Christian Cage and Ron the Truth Killings, the only two that are eligible to win this title. The only two. Oh, did you see that? Sting and Abyss both go flying over the rope. And there you see Christian Cage still nursing his wounds from what Jarrett did to him with that ladder.
Oh, you're right. The champ out on the floor. Sting trying to regroup as well with the Abyss. Jarrett's got Killings and going to take him right now. Killings on the apron. But what's Jarrett going to do? Going to go for the stroke from the apron?
Well, it's falls count anywhere, and this is the way to do it. Right on the rail. Right, and look at this. He's going to roll him over. This is a chance to get a pin. Here comes Hebner.
Here's 2.
He does it. And
He's
now
qualified.
Jeff Jarrett eligible to hang the belt, win the title. Ron Killings must spend 2 minutes in the penalty box.
Oh, this hurts right now at this point in the match. Ron the Truth Killings eligible early. Now he's got to sit in the box. Jeff Jarrett eligible and fresh.
3 men have qualified. Ron the Truth Killings, Christian Cage, and Jeff Jarrett. But Truth is out of the equation at this point. Well, at least once he gets into that penalty box. Now it's Christian Cage and Jarrett. First Christian sends him into the penalty cage and now tosses him over the guardrail into the crowd.
Christian Cage, man, he knows what he's got to do. He's got Jeff Jarrett on his mind after everything Jarrett did to him with that ladder. Look at this. It's personal right now with Christian Cage. He's going right after Jarrett. You can see the Monster Abyss taking a swipe right there at the head of Sting. Sting trying to find a breathing room, it looks like, to get him some distance.
Well, you're right. Referee Hebner trying to get him back inside that 6-sided ring. But it's tough to do in a match where it's falls count anywhere. Look at that chair shot. God!
Sting showing a side that we haven't seen here. He knows it's whatever it takes. We've seen him use chairs. We've seen him break the eyes. I mean, we've seen him jump off the top of the penalty box. That's how important it is to Sting. And another chair shot.
He's waffled him several times in the top of the head with that steel. Repeated shots from Sting to the head of the Monster Abyss. A close-up look at Christian Cage taking Jeff Jarrett up to the top of the building.
All the way to the dice, trying to throw him off the top of this.
It's the last row of the balcony here at the Impact Zone.
That's how you'll end it for Jeff Jarrett. Get him over the top of that. But Jarrett fights back just in time, and you see now Christian Cage realizes where he is, and he's on the wrong end of Jarrett's blows.
Well, you're right, the battle on the bleachers is Jarrett coming down the steps with momentum, driving those shots, those right hands to the back of Christian Cage, and that one rocked him to the side of the head, sets him up again and caught him on the jaw.
Ron the Truth Killings has less than a minute, then he becomes available. This is good for him, gives him a little rest because nobody's in any position to hang the belt. Even though they're eligible, they're not in any position, and Sting letting the Monster Abyss have it. I mean, every chance he's got.
Boy, you're right. Sting continues the beat down on the Monster. Meanwhile, Jarrett, the same thing with right hand after right hand for the NWA champ Christian Cage. Whoa, there goes Jarrett over the guardrail. I think we missed that one live. Jarrett crashed on the floor. Sting and Abyss continue to battle. The Truth with under 30 seconds left in the penalty box.
Oh, right now, Christian Cage has a hold of Jeff Jarrett, and he's taking him on this side now. I mean, it's just any chance he's got to humiliate him in front of everybody. And look at him beating him on these steps right here by us.
Look at those shots by the champ. One after the other to the top of the head of Jeff Jarrett. Look out! There goes Sting!
Sting just, what, he go right through the wall there?
Actually, they broke the wall earlier. Sting put Abyss to it, and now Abyss just took Sting and tried to return the favor.
I mean, we've got so much action all around here, Mike, by the table. I'm trying to protect myself here at this moment. And now you see Ron the Truth Killings. I told you, this is a great opportunity for him. Ron the Truth Killings is eligible. He's putting the ladder in the middle. If we can get a shot of that. Nobody sees him there.
Well, you're
Ron
right.
the Truth Killings has got the ladder right there in the ring.
And he's one of the three who's qualified to hang the championship belt. Truth, Christian Cage, and Jeff Jarrett to this point. But while Sting and Abyss battle on one side of the arena, while Jarrett and Christian Cage battle on the other, the Truth has the opportunity to hang the belt.
This is it. Ron the Truth Killings. He's going to slide in here at the last moment. Everybody can see it.
Hang the belt and become the NWA champion for a third time. Killings got a grip on the title, but here comes Abyss.
Oh, man, he took too long, and look at this. He sends him right back. You've got to scurry up that ladder fast, and look at how everybody stopped what they were doing when they realized where the Truth was.
Boy, it's so easy for us to say, Truth, climb up that ladder fast, but think about it. Just a couple of minutes ago, Jarrett took him and stroked him right into the steel guardrail.
Jarrett just kicked one of the remaining ladders in the ring and right into Sting and knocked him back into a rail. And you can see now Jarrett has control of Sting.
And Sting rolled in by Jarrett, who turns his attention to what the Monster's doing. They're going to work together again?
Oh, they have got a game plan. I don't know what is going on here, and I wonder if it'll continue, but look at that. They're using that ladder together. They're working together. Now Sting takes it.
You know, I didn't see this coming. I thought if Scott Steiner had qualified for this match, obviously we would see Jarrett and Steiner working together in the King of the Mountain, but I never anticipated Jarrett and the Monster.
What's Ron the Truth Killings doing? He jumped on top of the ladder right there. You can see, they just send him right over the ring.
They just dumped him out to the arena floor, did Jarrett and Abyss. 4 in the ring. Killings outside the ring. 3 have qualified to hang the belt. And a double drop kick by Christian Cage and Sting. How about that? I think they realize they've got to work together to combat what Jarrett and Abyss are doing.
Keep in mind, Sting and the Monster Abyss have not qualified, so they can't get the chance. Look at this. That's exactly what Jarrett did earlier. Now Christian Cage has him in the ladder. Oh, man. And you see Sting going up top on the Monster Abyss. Oh, this looks dangerous.
Look at this. He's got Jarrett sandwiched in there.
Oh.
What are you going to do, Christian?
Look at it.
This. He's riding his back while Jarrett is stuck in between the ladder.
Man alive, just applying that pressure. Now look what he's going to do. And there he's trying to raise the belt that way. Look at this.
Hang the belt and keep it. Retain the title, but no, here comes Abyss.
Trying to use the ladder in reverse fashion. A smart move. And then Christian Cage and Abyss both go tumbling out.
Boy, you're right. Cage and Abyss, the Monster out of the arena floor. Jarrett in the ring, but Jarrett's out of it after being sandwiched between the ladder by Christian Cage.
How about Christian Cage trying to climb that ladder that way, using Jarrett as the fulcrum there and climbing up the ladder, trying to hang the belt and continue to hold the title.
Again, 3 of the 5 competitors have qualified to hang the championship belt. Ron the Truth Killings, champion Christian Cage, and Jeff Jarrett. On the outside looking into this point, the Monster Abyss and Sting, they need to score a pinfall on one of the opponents just to qualify to hang the belt at this point.
Everybody's just so exhausted. It's the type of match that takes it out of you mentally. It takes it out of you physically. And when you think of everything that they've done to each other with the ladders and the rails and every way that they can hit you, it's just unbelievable that you can stand it all. And Ron the Truth Killings now going again. Another shot that he's got here to hang that belt.
Boy, you're right, Don. War of attrition here as you try and battle through the pain that you've had inflicted on you by your opponents in Killings. Gonna try and hang it again. The Truth close. Here comes Abyss measuring him, but Killings is on the verge. Hang the title, Truth, and become the champ again.
He's got it right here, and you can see he sends him back out and again outside of the ring.
All the way to the floor went the Truth. Courtesy of Abyss, and then he flung the ladder back, and referee Earl Hebner got knocked out by the ladder.
Yes, he did, and now Jeff Jarrett, who is eligible, goes for the ladder. Wait a minute, Abyss is standing on it. He won't let Jarrett climb, and look at this, Jeff saying, let me climb it up.
The two individuals.
Oh, is he going to give it to him?
The two who worked together up to this point in the match seem to be having a problem. Jarrett takes it away from Abyss, almost if he feels like it's his possession, then he should be the one to hang it.
Oh, Black Hole Slam!
Cover! Oh no, referee to make the count.
But he's got him pinned right. Wait a minute, here comes Slick Johnson.
Count, two, three.
He's got it. And now Abyss is eligible.
Abyss is eligible to hang the belt. Jeff Jarrett must spend 2 minutes in the penalty box.
Oh man, what a time to spend the time in the penalty box. The Monster Abyss has the momentum here, Mike.
He's got the momentum, the big boot drop, the champ, and in addition to that, he's got a steel chair. Zabisco in the ring, gonna try and get that championship belt out again and get Jarrett in the cage for 2 minutes. Put that clock up on the screen.
Oh, the Monster Abyss now has a chance to finally win this championship. Somebody that a lot of people feel should, but he needs to get the belt from Larry Zabisco right there.
Look out!
He can't hang it unless he's got it. Oh, Sting sends him through all the tables. 4 tables. Oh my God.
It came back to haunt the Monster Abyss. Don, you'll recall that it was Jeff Jarrett and the Monster Abyss who stacked up those tables, and Abyss just went crashing through 4 tables on the floor.
Look at this. You've got Sting, who's not eligible. You've got Christian Cage right there.
That's the key to this match.
They're looking for Larry. They're talking right here.
That's the key to this match, Don. Sting not eligible. Christian unloading with right hands. And Sting fights back, and look at Sting and Christian exchange.
Well, it's got to be this way because the belt's at stake. And here comes the Stinger Splash.
Stinger Splash in the corner for Christian Cage. Is going to hook it on here, ready for the Scorpion.
He's got it set up.
Sting is yet to qualify. He's got the Scorpion on. He's got the deathlock applied. And Christian fighting through the pain. He's trying not to tap.
If he taps right here, that makes him eligible. That makes Sting eligible. That means everybody has a chance as the time is running out for Jarrett. He's going to be free here in a minute.
You're right, 30 seconds and under for Jarrett in the penalty box. Christian Cage fighting through it. Who's he motioning to? Sting continues to apply the Scorpion as Christian tries to use his leg strength to break it and try and hang on.
Jeff Jarrett now is going to sneak up right here. Oh, Sting's not going to.
Was the timeout for Jarrett? Can we get a ruling on that? What the hell just went on there?
I don't know. All I know is somehow Jarrett got out of that cage, and there he is.
Somebody worked Jarrett out of the penalty box, and he's got the guitar. Body's laid out. Christian trying to try and get to his feet. Jarrett motions for Sting to get up. Look out! Christian's got the guitar away from Jarrett.
Oh, look at right there as you see Sting put it on Jeff Jarrett right there. And look at this, Sting now has the belt in his hand.
Sting's got the championship belt, gonna try and revive the referee, Earl Hebner.
Look what, he threw the belt over there to Christian.
You're right.
He threw the belt to Christian,
He's
and he's telling him to go up the ladder. He's got Jarrett under control. Wait a minute.
What?
Larry Zabisco.
What the hell just happened?
He shot. What was that all about?
We just saw Sting hand the belt to Christian Cage and said, hang it and keep the title. He did want to just keep the title away from Jarrett. And Zabisco, championship committee member just got drilled right through the ropes. And what does Jim Cornette have to think about this? the new public face of TNA management.
Oh, look at
There it is.
it!
Stinger death drop on Jarrett.
If he can lean over right now and get the pin, that'll make him eligible.
Almost just has to drape his arm across his chest. Now rolls over and does. Where's the referee to count here?
Sting has got him pinned.
Hebner,
Come on.
revive him.
Look at this. He's laying on him.
He can count himself.
2. Now Sting
That's
is on
3.
Here he goes.
So now at this point, Sting eligible and Jarrett's got to go to the box.
Jarrett has got to go to the box right here. Now Sting, finally, going to get his opportunity. Sting is going to climb up here and win the title.
Sting on the verge of victory, climbing up the ladder, just a couple of more steps to go to hang the championship belt. And here comes Christian.
Now the two of them. Oh, look at now. We know what it's all about. Now it's all about the belt. And look at this. Will Sting let him do it?
Look at Christian Cage get right in Sting's face. The tug of war between them.
Earl Hebner just dropped him.
My God! First it was Zbyszko with the low blow, and now this damn you referee Earl Hebner. He knocked both Sting and Christian out to the floor when he tipped the ladder over.
No, wait a minute.
What?
No.
No way.
No.
Jarrett climbing.
No. This can't happen. Jarrett, and he hangs the belt. No.
Ladies and gentlemen, your winner and new NWA Heavyweight Champion of the World, Jarrett!
The words that we hate to hear more than any other in the English language. Yes, Jeff Jarrett has become NWA World Heavyweight Champion as they litter the six-sided ring with garbage.
They know what just happened. Wait a minute. Look at this. Referee Rudy Charles has taken the belt. He's giving it to Jim Cornette.
Who is it? Jim Cornette's got the championship belt. Who's the champ? Who's the champion? Cornette's got the title.